Our third and final race for the Ohvale 110 Cup in association with Motul Oils will be underway shortly. Let's have a look at how they line up. Ruben Bray first position from Wilson Dilks, Thorley Trevorrow in third, Laken Payne in fourth, Tyler Humphries and Monty Hillier in sixth place. Seventh for Daniel Stevenson, eighth for Travis Shaw, ninth is Kobe Garbutt, 10th Luca Wilkinson, 11th Izzy Carter, Dan Deering in 12th position, 13th for Jonathan Payne, 14th Sidney Marshall, Freddie Bridewell in 15th place, Jack Hamilton 16th, Ethan Dunning in 17th from Ralph Croft in 18th position, 19th is Arnie Carr from Parker Jazari, Cameron Ancliffe 21st from Jack Newton, and Tobias May 24th place. We believe, wait and see if they start the race. We anticipated a 24 rider grid. Ruben Bray takes that position in first place on the grid, the number 85, just behind in second place. Riders making final preparations on the gate, and this Ohvale series, of course, in association. The man who's very much behind the importing of the Italian Ohvale machines into the UK, Peter Hickman, he's here today. He's been racing today as well. Perhaps not quite had the day he'd hoped for on the track, of course, but off the track he'll be delighted to see so many riders picking up on this Ohvale series. It's split now into two classes for 2021. Such is the interest. We've got the Ohvale UK bringing us this series in association with Motul Oils. We wait for the flag to drop, and away they go. Ruben Bray with a nice start down the inside. Trevorrow has a look down the inside into the first corner, but it looks like Wilson Dilks has held on to the lead. Through they go for the first time. So they settle into position. Looks like a good start. Everyone's got through the first few corners safely. Ruben Bray, though, with a good start. It looks like Wilson Dilks has held on to second place, trying to pull away from Thorley Trevorrow in third. Such a great battle at the front in that previous race. Through the S's they go. So Ruben Bray, number 12, just trying to pull away from the rest of the field. Good clean start though as the rest of the field make their way through the S's for the first time. Down the Simpson straight they go, over the line. So Ruben Bray, your early leader. Wilson Dilks second. I think a mistake there from the 42 of Thorley Trevorrow. Just dropped the position, moves back into third. Through they go for the first time then. The end of that first, now onto their first of the flying laps, you would say, 12-lap race. And here they come, Ruben Bray, your race leader. Oh, as Thornrow has a look down the inside. That was close into the S's. Pretty decent racing there, but makes his way through. 11 laps to go. Ruben Bray. And thanks to Colin McCann for getting in touch again. Picking up there, of course, to Jack Hamilton, who's a bit further down the field on the number 28. And like many of the riders, of course, they jump between classes. There's a few riders that do double entries, which does have its pros and cons, you would say. Of course, there is the physical element, having to race twice as much. So, as we watch the 42 there, Thorley Trevorrow, a small mistake in the 180. Trying to get the bike picked up. Oh, and he just can't believe his luck there. Just a tiny mistake. The back end just seemed to get away from him there. Yeah, such a good first race, of course, Trevorrow, and I think he's still down. Let's watch that again. Trevorrow hard into the corner, and the back end overtakes the front. Down he goes, sliding off the side of the machine. And I think, well, he's okay, but he's still struggling to get that bike restarted. So that's a shame for Thorley Trevorrow, who drops out of contention. He's okay, but everyone else moves up a position. Tyler Humphries up to third, Laken Payne in fourth, Monty Hillier in fifth position now. He's having a good run through the field. Luca Wilkinson, Arnie Carr on the move as well, number 83 up to seventh place. So all of the top 10 now been relegated a position. Of course, the name to look out for if you follow your motorcycle racing is the machine in fifth place. That, of course, is Monty Hillier, the son, of course, of James Hillier, famous name from the Isle of Man TT races. Competed in a few events last year, of course, did Hillier, and he's running well so far in the top 5. The man to beat at the front here, though, is the number 12 of Ruben Bray, who has just set his fastest lap of the race, 48.12. Wilson Dilks in second position, 3.6 seconds adrift. So, of course, we've lost Thorley Trevorrow, number 42, after that small mistake in the 180. Looks like he's back underway. Lost a lot of time trying to get the bike restarted. Of course, these machines, they get hot under race conditions and makes it difficult sometimes when they get hot just to get them restarted. So that means, of course, that Tyler Humphries, 5.1 seconds adrift in third, on his own at the moment, because in fourth and fifth place we then see Laken Payne and Monty Hillier. Ruben Bray leads now by 4.1 seconds. Dilk still in second place. That looks like Bray, the race leader, through to the 180, and looking good so far. The first race, of course, was quite close and quite frantic, but this one's going the way at the moment of Ruben Bray. Done the hard work in the early stages to make that 4.1 second gap. Now just picking his way through the field. There's one of the newcomers. That's Jack Hamilton in 16th place. Just getting the support on social media, I should say, to Rebecca Gibson, getting in touch as well to urge him on. Of course, he's having a good first day out on that machine, currently in 17th, but looks like he's been overtaken by Thorley Trevorrow, which is good news for Trevorrow. He's still in the race. Saw the bike had gone off the track, so we weren't too sure if he was still in the race, but evidently he is, as he starts to make his way through the field. And this, of course, is where it's a case of just keeping your head down and getting on with it. He lost the bike in a small mistake. He's, for want of a better phrase, thrown the race away, really, but it's far from over. There's still a long way to go. 6 laps left in this race, and still very much worth keeping going, because you never know what's going to happen in front of you. And one of the things you should always remember, of course, is that you quite often win the championship on your bad days. If it's a bad race, if you can salvage some points, get a few more positions out of this race with 6 laps to go. Still got a few riders who could pass in front of him. So a bit further down, Thorley Trevorrow fighting hard to salvage some points. And like we say, they're the sort of points that sometimes can win you a championship or move you up a position in the title race. So certainly worth keeping going. But Ruben Bray leads the race with 5 laps to go. Wilson Dilks still in second place, Tyler Humphries third. There we see the number 46 of Izzy Carter in 10th place. Chasing down the number 25 of Kobe Garbett, Travis Shaw in there as well. Arnie Carr and Luca Wilkinson a bit further ahead. There is the number 4 of Travis Shaw having a look down the inside. Down the inside of the tail end there, I think, as he makes his way through. Shaw comfortable in 8th position. Another rider who's doing a double entry today. And like we say, we've got the pros and cons of that sometimes. There's the physical element of having to race twice as much, but especially when the races are in close succession, it does sometimes mean that you're nicely warmed up, you know where the lines are on the track, so it can have its benefits as well. Ruben Bray controlling the race though. 4.7 seconds is your gap. There he is, making his way down the straight run. Wilson Dilks in second on the 85, still keeping him honest though with 4 laps to go. 4.7 seconds. Of course, it sounds a lot, but as we know in racing, so easy to make a mistake. We've seen a couple of riders go down quite easily without smallest of errors. So certainly the Bray, the race leader, has got to keep his eye on the ball. He is just ahead, actually, of the rider we were talking about a few moments ago, Thorley Trevorrow. And from what I was saying before about keeping going in these races, he's doing that very well. He was pretty much at the back. He's starting to pick his way through the midfield now. He's up to 11th place with 3 laps to go. He's a lap down, which doesn't help him really, but nonetheless, he's still picking his way through a few riders. There is Ruben Bray, the race leader, 3 laps to go through. The S's once again got this race under control at the moment with a 6.3 second gap. Just got to focus on his own race here. Use the lines. Keep a cool head, just pick his way through the traffic and maintain that pace. And there we see the 42 off Trevorrow, currently 11th place. So Ruben Bray starting to catch up now with the 10th place rider. This is Izzy Carter, well and truly in the midfield now. Carter about to be lapped. And Carter chasing after the 25 of Kobe Garbutt, just a bit further ahead with 2 laps to go. There goes Garbutt through the Warren, currently in 9th place. Currently the last rider on the lead lap, about to be lapped by the race leader Ruben Bray, who has run a very good race so far. The gap goes up to 7.6 seconds. I think it was Freddie, we saw a rider in trouble on the infield earlier on after the commentary point here. I think that was Freddie Bridewell, quite possibly, has dropped down the reckoning. Down to 18th place, so I think dropping out of contention. There you see Bridewell 18th and Ralph Croft in 19th position may well have dropped out of contention as well. Means, of course, that Ethan Dunning and Jack Hamilton move up to 17th and 16th position respectively. Meanwhile, at the front of the field in this 12-lap final, Ruben Bray increases the gap to 7.2. There's the number 4 of Travis Shaw, we've seen today, of course, running very well. Running strongly in this final Ohvale. The first of the Ohvale finals, the 110 Cup. Currently the final rider on the lead lap. Is he going to be lapped by the race leader, though? Ruben Bray down towards the final corner. There is the 28 of Jack Hamilton just in front. I think he's just about going to stay ahead, but Ruben Bray takes the checkered flag just ahead of the number 4 of Travis Shaw. Thornley Trevorrow goes through. Good recovery from Trevor after that spill earlier in the race, battling through to 9th place, just ahead of Kobe Garbutt and Izzy Carter. Very close battle for 9th place there. Wilson Dilks brings it home in 2nd place from Tyler Humphries. Laken Payne in 4th. Monty Hillier in 5th place. Good result for him. Then there's a gap between him and the 6th place rider, Luca Wilkinson. Arnie Carr will be the final rider on the lead lap. But a very well run race there for Ruben Bray. The first of our Ohvale races in this final block. Race number 3 draws to a close. Last few riders making their way through over the line. So I think the 28 of Jack Hamilton coming through in a few moments. There's Stevenson going through Hamilton, and there we go. So Jack Hamilton improving through the day. He's actually set his fastest lap of the race, 57.02, so picking up the pace in those last few laps.